University of Delaware, located in Newcastle County, Newark, Delaware, is seen as a forefront for technology and other innovations. Newcastle County contains over half of Delaware's population, with many urban centers. However, not all of Delaware is like Newark, Delaware. People living in Sussex County in southern Delaware often refer to it as lower, slower Delaware. Sussex County is far more rural than its northern counterpart, and technological changes come much slower. In order to investigate how technological changes affect its population, we traveled to Lewis, Delaware, to interview people on how these changes affect them. We first chose to interview Anaco Indians who have been living in Delaware before the first white settlers.
Just sweet it. A little closer to the phone.
Can you guys go through and introduce yourself?
My name is Annette Street. I've lived in this area all my life, so I am a Sussex County.
All right.
Yeah, same here. I'm a Sussex County, and I'm the oldest one out of 17 here. So I went so far. I went to ninth grade in school. Then I had to stay home and help raise the family because I was the oldest one in the family.
My name is Meredith Street. I'm born and raised here in Sussex County. I've been here all my life.
I was born in Wilmington, and my dad had a farm down here, but it was back in Depression day. And then he had to go to the city to work in the shipyard till things got better, and then they moved back down on the farm. Well, I went to school, and I was born in Wilmington, but then I went to school in Dover one year, and then they came back down to Delaware, lower part of Delaware. Cool Spring, a place called Cool Spring, lower part of Delaware, and that's where I finished, raised up from then on. And but then on, it's been a job from then on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some change.
Can you talk about like
a lot of changes since then?
Growing up on a farm and stuff like that, and what you did on the farm?
Milk cows, and we had mules. I worked behind mules and one thing and another. We tilled a 40-acre farm with 48-acre farm with mules.
With mules.
And we raised tomatoes, raised 6 acres of cucumbers, which kept us real busy. And we had milk cows and raised hogs. What do
you typically do as a hobby?
I sew on a sewing machine and do word puzzling.
I like dealing with birds and building bird houses and playing guitar. Yeah.
I like to bake in my spare time. I also do some knitting once in a while, and crocheting. Like to be busy with my hands.
And so how have people changed, if you've noticed such a change?
Okay. Well, the technology has changed, and of course it should be, because we're coming into the younger generation and all that, and then you guys are you're to take over eventually,
Right.
And then it's just so many people here, and the building, all the buildings that they're doing and stuff like that, because it's just so many people coming here, and there's not a whole lot of, they're taking up a lot of the farmland and all that.
Right. Exactly. All right. What issues, if any, have people caused that can be fixed, and how do we fix it?
It's a generation that with the farmland, where they're gone, it's just making people come from the city. It's going to be like a city down here eventually.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be from Dover down here, it's going to be like a city.
Right.
Because they're building everywhere. So that's how I can tell you.
They are running sewer in our area, and we have wells and septic systems now, but eventually they're going to do away with that because of the sewer, because everybody's probably going to have to pay a price to be on the sewer, or there's a penalty going to be involved, and that's just the way it's going to come to this generation.
What advice do you want to give to future generations?
Have the people learn to do the old-fashioned way more of it.
Through technology, okay? Like say if more farmland, keep the farmland, okay?
I agree.
Keep the farmland, more agricultural, because eventually some of the food will have to be shipped in, because this generation here does not want to preserve the farmland. They want to sell it, and that's what's all the buildings coming in.
Yeah,
That's where all the buildings coming into play.
So, like, if given the opportunity, what is one thing that you would change about Sussex County or Lewis?
Well, I mean, technology is a good thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
For sure.
because I mean, even like back with the farmers and all that, when the equipment and all that, they were coming up with new equipment. So let the farmer, the ones that are doing the agriculture, so that they can teach the older ones how to, modernize their equipment so that we can still basically live off the farmland.
All right. Also, I heard that it's your guys' anniversary today.
It is.
So.
Yes, it is.
After interviewing Streets, we then turned to Sterling Street, the Nanticoke Indian Museum coordinator, for further investigation, located in Millsboro, Delaware.
My name is Sterling Street, and I am the museum coordinator for the Nanticoke Indian Museum. I've been working here for 5 years. Prior to that, I worked for Delaware Power and Light Company as a project systems analyst for 38 years. I retired from there, and I've been here for almost 6 years, I guess.
Can you sum up the powwow in a way an outsider would understand?
Our powwow today is a big event for us. It's actually a fundraiser for us now because that is our primary means of support for our museum and our Indian Center. To the outsider, it would remind them of maybe a county festival or something. For us, it would be a gathering of Native Americans coming together, dancing and singing, storytelling, selling their wares, and we have Native American food for sale, things like succotash and bison burger and corn pone.
Do you expect there to be any change in the practices of the Nanticoke due to either political or economic changes?
Yes, I've already seen changes in the political views of a lot of our youth, the youth that are in the 20s and 30s, and these youth want to stand up and want to voice their opinions about how we're being treated now and how we should be treated and how we were treated. So they're a lot more active than we were back during my generation.
How has technology changed the tribe?
Well, technology has changed our tribe quite a bit because originally we were farmers and we had small farms, say anywhere from 20 to 100 acres. And then during my father's time, that's when they started getting tractors. So that got rid of the horses and the mules. So with the new technology, with the tractors, they've been able to acquire more land, to farm more land, to produce more vegetables, to make more money. And now it's become so technologically advanced that we have no more small farmers in our tribe. Over the years, our people have moved away, learned a skill, and then in later years come back and lived. They're either self-employed or they work for companies that maybe are an hour away or more. So we don't do the same things that we used to do as far as employment.
Going back to the powwow, what's special about that tradition or other traditions to the Nanticoke?
Well, it's special in one way for us because it's actually like a reunion for us. Okay, a lot of our people that have moved away come back for this special weekend, and we reunite with them. And also, over the years, we've become friendly with the people from other tribes, and they come back and visit us because they like our powwow so much, and they become friendly with us.
No, I'd never see this. Some mystical thing.
Introduce yourself. What is your name?
Faith Ewen, E-W-E-N,
And what's your previous occupation?
Laptec,
And how long have you lived in this area?
since 1967.
And what activities do you do in this area?
What do I do now?
Yeah.
I belong to the Garden Club, the women's club of town, which is the Acorn Club. I belong to about 4 or 5 bridge clubs. I belong to a couple of things at the church, which we go out and play Polish poker, and we go out for dinner, and so probably a few other things I do. I help other people. I'm busy. I try to stay busy.
How many people were living around here when you first moved here?
Now, I really don't know, but I will say, to give you any idea, Route 13 was the bypass around Seaford. There was no business on it or anything like that. Now we need a bypass around the bypass.
What technology changes have you noticed in this area?
Well, I guess the way we felt when we moved here was that it's far from the cities and everything else, but we're approximately 2 hours from Washington, 2 hours from Baltimore, 2 hours from Philadelphia, so we can get all the culture we need from being that far. We're 30 miles from the ocean and 30 miles from the bay, which makes it real good. And when we first moved here, we didn't have very much snow. What God put here, He took it away. It could be wintry, real snowman land at 8 o'clock in the morning and 4 o'clock in the afternoon be gone because they didn't even have any equipment to remove snow because it never lasted. Now we do get some snow, but this year we didn't have hardly any snow.
What have you noticed about the demographics as the technology has changed?
Well, I guess the technology has changed. Well, when we first moved here, suppose any teacher, just making it up, wanted to get her master's degree, they had to go up to Wilmington to get it. Now they have the colleges down here, offshoots of them, so that they don't have to go too far away to get their education. And Wilmington College does kind of give people that are working time to go to school at night. So it seems, but the only thing we need here is we need a vocational school. We need more of a vocational school down here because, as my husband always said, everybody's not college material, but you need a trade, and we need more of that down here. But DuPont saw that all the Seaford had one of the best school systems, and usually when we were going from place to place, you didn't live right in the town where the plant was. You lived in another place, but they made sure that the schools in Seaford were the best. They sent professors over to give them tutoring. They sent speakers. If it wasn't for the hospital, if it wasn't for DuPont, we wouldn't have a hospital. They made sure of all that. And we also have the community concert, which is something that DuPont, I'm sure, was involved in it. Of course, other people are taking it over now.
How has DuPont changed over the years?
Well, DuPont, this is what my husband always said, that if they weren't making money, then they got rid of it. But DuPont, and I'll probably have to have a word from one of you, what word, it's a 50-cent word. They had the exclusive rights for selling nylon. Well, and you only get that for so long. So while they were getting it, they were right up on the thing. And when they lost, well, then other people could sell it, so it didn't become quite as popular. But they still make nylon out there, and Vista's out there making nylon, and they're starting to make more machines up too. So that's kind of helping.